what we found out this weekend is that LJ Cryer hates Baylor. A guy who played here for 3 years, won a national championship here, took the opportunity after his Houston Cougars were eliminated from the tournament after a terrific season to then take shots at his former school. He went to Instagram and commented on some video about that Baylor Clemson game and commented, "Typical round of 32 exit, lol." That's Bush League, man. That is Bush League. Taking shots at your old teammates, some of whom carried a lot of slack for you the last 2 years. That's BS, man. I have no time for that. And so that gets out to Twitter. And of course, Baylor fans are upset about this. That's a Bush League thing to do. And Cryer's mom gets into the fray, as she does sometimes on Twitter, saying grown quote unquote Christians taking shots at a kid. And I'm like, this is also Bush League. Putting Christians in quotations because they don't like that your son just dissed his old teammates in their school. Give me a break with that. And by the way, using the kid angle, he's 23 years old. Jacoby Walter having to go to the podium after missing 2 free throws with 36 seconds left as a freshman in a tournament game. That was a good deal for a kid. That is a kid. LJ's been playing college basketball for 4 years in a very public eye. You can't play the kid card anymore. And then LJ quote tweets that and says, absolutely, wish I came sooner. Hashtag go Cougs. At this point, then we have to wish you went there sooner too. Because there was a lot of rumors swirling about, how much LJ actually really liked to be at Baylor. Of course, we saw the droopy face all the time. And that looks to be true now. That he didn't really want to be here. So you should have started at Houston. I don't know why you didn't. But to do that to a team, a program that got you a national championship ring and 2 Big 12 championships that kind of made you the player that you are, that is Bush League, man. That is ridiculous. That I have no sympathy for that, no respect for that. That's not getting the last laugh. That is to take shots at your teammates. And by the way, typical round of 32 exit. You were a part of 2 of those, LJ. You were part of 2 out of those 3. And yeah, put up the balloons for that. Now it's just typical because you were a big part of that second round exit last year. And of course, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on the injury. I know that's not your fault, but that was also a round of 32 exit, that team that you were on. In fact, the only time you've gotten past the Sweet 16 was with Baylor and won a national championship. But I'm sure you donated that ring back to the program because you hated it here so much. After the fact. Transfers to Houston to say he wants to play point guard more, which that was always a bad quote because they had the best point guard in the country this year. And it was really because you hated it here, which is fine, hid behind this veil and really didn't want to compete with Jacoby Walter, if we're being honest. Because Baylor did need a defensive stopper at the guard position, which you were not. So they needed to bring in someone like Jaden Nunn. And look, all I'll say is this. Houston really could have used a backup point guard the other night against Duke. Really could have used one. Wish they had one. And the people in the comments, the rent-free people, the rent-free fans are the worst breed of fans. It's like them, and then just below them, the people that blame the refs after every loss. Like, they're the worst. They're the worst. Rent-free. We talked about LJ Cryer once this season. It was when his Houston Cougars came to play Baylor. That was it. And they booed him for the game. That's sports. That is what happens. But if you're in a kid mindset, yeah, you think that's taking a shot. It's not, there was booze and there was one sign that said traitor. That was it. At Tech, they were selling t-shirts that said traitor for the whole student section to wear when Baker Mayfield came back. There was none of that. Nobody threw anything on the court. There were no vulgar chants, nothing. And now they're like, rent free. You guys have been going at him all year. No, we weren't. One game that he played against us. In fact, I had a tweet out last week that was kind of like tongue in cheek. It was supposed to be kind of a joke of, get to watch Baylor lose in the round of 32 again and get to watch LJ Cryer go back to the Sweet 16. Because there was really no huge ill will from Baylor fans. We got the booing out of the way, and then that was kind of it. Until then, you take shots at our program and our coach and your teammates. Who wants you on their team after that? Because, man, there were times this year I would have loved to have LJ Cryer back. One of the best shooters in the country, man. But after this, that is a bad look. A bad look. And I'm glad it's not somebody on Baylor's team now doing it to their old teammates, because that's Bush League, man. I just have no sympathy for that. We're not going to, Photoshop LJ out of any of the national championship photos, but that's someone who I don't know that you bring him back for a team reunion or, get his day at Baylor. I don't think that happens. I just don't think so. And I don't think, if he hates it so much, I don't think LJ comes back. But I'm sure that ring is back in the mail and being shipped to Scott Drew's office. Doesn't want any part of that. This was his favorite team. So anyway, that's the last word on LJ Cryer, because there's just too many people living rent free in my head. So that is the last word. Not a Baylor legend. Will never have a thank you video. Will not be part of those 2021 team reunions. Wish him the best of luck going forward. And there would have been the LJ Cryer discourse would have been done a month and a half ago if he didn't pull this crap. But he did it. And now he's rent free in our heads because he's dissing Baylor. Yeah. Gotcha. Anyway, that's going to do it for the show. Let me know what you thought about this women's basketball season and how they're going forward under Nikki Collin. I, for one, am very excited, especially for all these girls they're bringing back, specifically that whole backcourt is coming back, which I am really, really excited about. Let me know what you think about, the 3-point lines in Portland too, or about that Kim Mulkey video, or excuse me, article. Did I miss the mark on that one? Is there something I missed in there that should have been addressed? Please let me know down in the comments below, and what you thought of this LJ Cryer situation, because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was totally classless. And Baylor fans have every right to react to that. That's the thing. I don't think Houston fans, in my run-ins with them, realize what this sports fandom is about, because they're like, oh, we would never do that. Cut the crap. You would never do that.